What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here, back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. This is our Rise of the Forsaken campaign. I am joined by the Unfortunate Fellowship. I, of course, am your GM, your DM for tonight, Mr. Jumbo Thick. And my faithful cast and crew, Mr. Jumbo Smooth, Doobie209, and Pierce Galactic. Feel free to briefly introduce yourself, guys, for any new viewers out there.
Hello everyone, I am Jumbo Smooth. I'll be playing the role of Marius Wolf. I'm a miner. I'm in the 3rd tier, so I'm a master miner. I have a pick called Dringizan. Slayer's Fang. Kazali. Not sure exactly what it does besides armor pierce, but I'm excited to find out.
Indeed. Of course it's going to do some other stuff. I wouldn't just give you something that simple.
Maybe.
And Mr. Doobie.
What's going on, guys? Doobie209 here. You know, I play Seamus McGreedy. Corn's favorite person to hang out with. You can't get enough of Seamus.
Can't get enough.
Every time Seamus goes somewhere, you know, he has to send someone to hang out with him.
He does.
Challenge him. Seamus kills him.
Ooh.
Seamus is about to kill Corn, so...
Oh,
you know.
yeah. We'll see how he does with Crom. Currently, Seamus is unconscious at Crom's feet.
Crom.
We'll see how it goes.
Crom, Corn, whatever, you know, he's dead.
Similar enough. Mr. Galactic.
What's going on, everybody? I play Bragadine. He is a artist son of a Bretonnian noble family. He has some nice dwarven equipment himself, an unbreakable shield and an unbreakable sword. And he is on fire and possibly about to die.
Yep. I might need a quick recap on everybody's conditions. We'll get to them as we go. But we are mid-combat, boys. As soon as we pick up. So last we left off, our fellowship was on their way out of the mine. You had a very touching last moment with the last Amber Belly, the final Dawi of Karak Zorn that has fallen in your presence. You were making your way free, but you were forced, and well, not necessarily forced, you chose, Marius Wolf, to take an oath of vengeance for Karagrim Amberbelly, to slay Crom and possibly another. Didn't take long to find Crom. So, as you were leaving, you ran into Crom and a rather significant amount of Chaos Worshippers, both beasts and humans, as well as 3 Chaos Warriors in full blackened plate. Crom himself is no slouch, standing at 8 feet tall, a slab of muscle and rage. Thick Chaos plate covers most of his body. His helm resembles a blazing skull with 4 large horns emerging from it, leaving his chalk-white chin and unkempt, blood-matted beard exposed. His chest pieces and legs are nearly seamless, but there are cracks and old battle scars across the hell-forged metal, where a fiery glow emanates from. He also has 2 large spiked gloves, but his biceps are exposed. Once again, the very much chalky white skin glimmering in the glow of his armor. He's wielding a massive axe with intricate hellish runes worked into it, clutched in both of his meaty fists. He's currently standing above one Seamus McGreedy, who felt the touch of Khorne upon himself through Crom. You are laid low, Seamus. You are laying at his feet, bleeding. Amidst this battle, which has erupted into chaos as the cultists were seamlessly, as you begin seeking cover, were attacked by foul rat men in very large numbers. There are bloody, like, black ichor and demonic smoke and ash and just all kinds of smells and savory meat being spilled in the remains of this lost hold. The entrance is just in sight. You can see the way out, but there are so many bodies in between you and it. Before we pick up right where we're left off, I will once again remind you guys that there are actively Skaven in the area, and there are a ton of Chaos cultists and beastmen as well, kind of just roaming about that were not listed in our initial description. That might just come up occasionally as needed, because I don't want to be describing a battle scene to you guys for 20 minutes. So there also are currently shots being fired from deep in the darkness behind you. None of you are capable of seeing that far in the dark. It is a significant distance. You can tell they are some kind of black powder, probably rifle. The sound is similar to Seamus's new Thunderer, but perhaps even louder. And they are just randomly shooting anything that moves, including their own. One of the Chaos Warriors that peeled off from Crom's honor guard was hit with one, and he is nowhere near any of you. But they are randomly firing, so there's always that possibility the longer you stay in this fight. Also, important to Marius, you have witnessed some more silent, sneaky characters of the Ratmen. Eshin, clansmen, though Marius would have no idea what the hell that is. Almost like little rat ninjas that are in the background that have been picking apart some of the more deadlier looking enemies. Who knows what their true objective is. But at the bottom of the round, Seamus, you have just fallen. Now, did you fall on your turn or Crom's turn? Do you remember?
Oof. I think it was Crom's turn. 'Cause I think I was defending.
Yeah, that's right. It was. It was Crom's turn. Okay. So you feel your body just begin to go limp, and you are falling to the ground, Seamus. A touch of death creeping into your bloodstream. As this happens, you are beginning to go unconscious because you are actively bleeding from the very visceral wounds that you have taken. I believe you have 2 bleeding conditions.
You are correct. I
Okay.
do.
Do you have anything else? You just have, I'm assuming don't you have 2 exhaustion?
I do as well.
Okay.
Again, you are correct.
Okay. Are you on fire?
I am not on fire for
Okay.
once.
All right. That's
No,
good.
that's Bragadine.
That's good. That's only bracketing. That's right. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I have this all right. So that is the end of Crom's turn as you fall low. And the eyes kind of glow even just a little bit brighter as you begin to fall. And he looks down at your corpse, or soon-to-be corpse. And if you weren't completely losing consciousness, you would almost hear a chuckle. And it is now your turn, Seamus. Before we roll to see if you just die immediately, I am going to give you the opportunity to, if you like, you can make a roll to staunch the bleeding.
All right.
It will be an endurance check. You will need a minimum of 2 success levels, or I will give this to you as a caveat. If you use a point of resilience,
Okay.
I will allow you to, in this moment, give yourself the most critical success you could get. You will staunch the flow, and you will remain standing with 1 hit point.
Ooh. All right. I'll do that. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So just mark off a resilience point, which also marks off 1 resolve point until you gain a resilience point back. So that will be your test That will be your action, essentially. So you won't need to make a death roll.
All right.
But you've taken another point of exhaustion for bleeding.
Oh, good God.
So you're at 3 points of exhaustion, which drops you to the ground as your strength has gone to 0.
Strength is 30.
Yes, so your strength has gone to 0, so your legs give out, and you are technically prone. I'm going to say you're on like your hands and knees in this moment. You still have your free action, and you technically have movement if you want to crawl away from Crom.
Oh.
I'm not going to crawl away. I'm not going to run. A free action. So I can't really do much with my free actions. I can't.
You can. There are things that we've established. You can take healing items, specifically
Okay,
potions.
I don't know
of
if I
some
can
kind.
do that as an action or not.
Yeah, I think the rules say an action, but because I think that's a little much, I'll let you guys do it as a free action.
All right. Well, if possible, I do have a
You
flask
have-
of healing.
You have 3 of them.
I do. I would like to take one of those
Okay.
and drink it.
All right, it's one big flask. There's just like 3 portions inside of it. So as a free action, you tilt it back and take a draught. And as you do, Seamus, roll me a d10.
All right. That is that's a 1.
Okay, well, you recover your toughness bonus plus 1 in wounds.
Okay.
And you feel a surge of energy, and it removes 1 point of exhaustion. This is not just your average healing poultice or potion of some kind. This is, and I will say it is definitely alcohol. This is some kind of dwarven alcohol that is infused with some kind of healthy vigor into it. And you can stand now.
Woo. Oh,
Now,
yeah.
you can only get the effects of a potion once per combat, just so you know.
Okay.
So, don't want you to waste all of your stuff for no reason. All right. Would you like to do anything else, Seamus?
That will end my turn as I imagine I kind of take a sip and stagger back up. I'll look over to Crom. I'm not dead yet.
Oh, and the muscles flex a little, and it's not his turn, so we will come back to that. That brings us to the top of the round. Marius Wolf. So, Marius, last we left off, you were currently in a blood frenzy, induced by Crom himself. And this is no normal frenzy. This is almost a hazardous effect of being too close to one of the blood gods chosen. And it has affected many around you, including the foul rats and the beastmen and the chaos cultists. But a red haze has taken over your vision, and your actions have not been up to your own. You can take an action to attempt to stave off the effects of this. It will be a cool test, and you will need a minimum of 2 successes to completely stave it off. But you are currently engaged to a Bestigor. There are 2 here. You're currently only in melee with 1. But it, in turn, is in melee with one of these rat creatures, these assassin-like entities. What would you like to do?
I'd like to try to break my frenzy.
Okay, so you're going to try to break the... You're not going to attack, because you do get extra attack while you're on frenzy.
Yes, I am going to try to break my frenzy.
Okay, it costs an action. Go ahead and make me a cool test.
Okay. That is a 36 out of... What's my cool at? 60.
Okay, man, you were cutting that one close.
Close.
Really close. That's just barely above 2 success levels. So you take a moment, Marius, and you kind of focus and shake your head, and the red glaze that has been over your vision begins to fade. And as it does, there's this pulse in your head, and it hurts. And you're now the proud owner of 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh. All right.
So, you still have your free action and your movement.
I'd like to use my momentum and break
Disengage?
Yeah, disengage.
Okay. Yeah. You since you have more momentum than your opponent, you can do so. It drops your momentum down to 0. But you can get away from him without any opportunity attack.
Okay. Then I'll do so.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make a beeline for my party if I can.
All right. Are you going towards Crom, or are you going towards Braggadine would be a little bit closer?
A little bit closer?
Yes. Braggadine's probably about 5 or 10 feet closer. He's currently engaged with a hulking monstrosity himself, though not as big as one Crom.
Yeah.
And it looks like Seamus is barely standing.
Yeah. I guess I'd probably just go to the closest of my party members.
Okay.
If he's a little bit closer.
All right. You are going to be almost within melee range. Almost within range. You're probably about 5 feet short.
Okay.
Of the Chaos Warrior that Braggadine is currently engaged with.
Okay. If you'll allow my free action, I'd like to take a potion.
Okay, you have one?
I do. Essence of Tarkag.
Oh, shit.
And I will ingest.
Is it your last one?
It's my last one. Last one.
It's about to get real, folks.
Essence of the Unfilled. Go ahead and you quaff your potion. As you do, Marius, your body begins to shift and tighten, and your muscles begin to stretch, and that familiar feeling of just your body beginning to tear itself as it is building a larger hulking form. You get these elongated canine fangs like a hound as this happens. Your shirt grows very tight and begins to rip. I will need you to make me a... we'll get to that in a moment. Okay. So you get double your strength bonus on attacks now, and also any strength-based effects.
Checks. Yeah.
Yeah, so anything that kind of involves strength. Carrying, throwing, anything. This will last for your toughness bonus in rounds, and then we will have to make tests, which you probably already know at this point. So we'll see how this goes. But yes, you feel the essence of the Unfilled bring you your hulking shape to form. And is that your turn?
If you'll allow, can I say something?
I'll let you grit something and say something as you're beginning your body shifting.
Okay. I guess if I'm kind of close to Crom and his guardsmen. How about my skull?
Oh,
yes. Kind of turn around and just kind of be big.
Okay. I'll take it into account. You certainly look the part, that's for sure. Wielding a runic pick and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
And that'll finish my turn.
All right. And that brings us to technically the rats went before you, Marius, but nothing really happened. Already rolled for it. So there were some attacks with the beastmen, but nothing happened. Right, so that brings us to the dead Chaos Warrior that you laid low, wielding the double-bladed axe. He is firmly dead. You stepped over his corpse, more like a hop over his corpse on your way to your friends. But that now brings us to the Chaos Warrior that is engaged with one Braggadine But no.
I thought Marius and I had the same initiative. I thought I was
Yeah,
right
I
after
thought-
Marius.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You do. You
Yeah.
do. Yeah, my initiative got a little messed up since we switched midway, but that's fine. So, Bragadine, you can take your turn now.
All right. Now,
So you are currently
Skid.
engaged with this hulking figure, blackened plate mail. Maybe not as new as Crom, well, not as old as Crom's, but still weather beaten and torn. A large tower shield, almost as large as him, probably a little bit bigger than himself, and he's about 7 feet tall. There's a hellish blade wielded in his hands. Before I forget, as soon as we start, roll me a d10.
9.
Wow, that was not good for you, Bragadine.
Uh,
Your skin is burning from where the sword lashed across your chest, and you take 9
What?
wounds of fire that you can negate with your toughness bonus.
Which drops me to a -3 wounds.
With your toughness bonus?
Yeah, I only have 2 wounds left.
Oh shit!
Yeah. No, he got me
Oh,
good
no.
last session
Oh
too.
no!
Yep.
So Mary says you
Don't
run.
forget my 2 burning conditions too.
Yeah, you had 2, so technically it was 10 then, because there's an extra
Yep.
point on there. Okay.
There we go.
So, Bragadine, you feel as the flames are licking around you. You cry out and you begin to stumble and fall. Now, since it wasn't an attack, I don't think it counts as a critical hit. At least
thank goodness.
that's the way I'm going to rule it, at least, because it wasn't like a inflicted attack. So, in that case, let me pull up my little screen here just to make sure there's nothing weird with burning conditions. I don't think it does anything crazy to you when you fall. Let's see here. Where is a blaze? There we go. All right. Minimum of 1. Okay, no. Yeah, so you're fine. You're still on fire, though. So you are at 0. You're not unconscious. You're just weakened, and you're currently still on fire. Now, to remove burning conditions, you have to make an athletics test. You make it at the end of your turn. So you have your choice. You can choose as an action to make an athletics test, to put it out, to roll on the ground. I will give you some advantage for rolling on the ground if you want to do that. You can use resolve points if you have any, and just do as you like.
So a resolve point will just remove 1 condition, right?
It removes 1, yes. So you still have 1 to get rid of somehow.
Okay. And that would it be an action to use a resolve point?
No. Resolve points are separate, so you can.
So we
use,
could do
you
a
can use one
resolve
now.
point, and
Yes.
then I could try and roll the flames out.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna do that. So let me
Okay.
subtract a resolve point here.
All right. And since I'm going to say you're prone at this moment because you've dropped to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, technically, let me make sure. I don't think it works that way.
Come on, Mr.
Okay.
Thick.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So yeah, go ahead and make a. You don't have any disadvantages on this, so make me a roll, and I'll give you a plus 20 for rolling on the ground.
Yeah. 17.
Out of.
That would be 53.
Okay. So yeah, you easily you hit the dirt and roll out the flames that are licking around you. You're still at 0 until you can get some wounds back. You can try to crawl away. The Chaos Warrior will get a free attack on you if you do so.
That's a losing proposition to do that.
It is. I know.
But I will try to shift over maybe on my back
Mm-hmm.
and just try and pull my shield in front of me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah. And I guess that's going to be it for me.
Are you going to try to get away?
Nope.
I will remind you, but no. He's
I'm
in
listening.
he's in frenzy. He gets 2 attacks on his turn. So you can either try to escape only taking 1 attack, or you can take 2 attacks next turn on the ground prone. Just throwing it out there.
I'll all right. I'm reading this could be a hint, but the last time I took your hint, it went bad. So it went really bad. That's why, yeah. But maybe I'll try to scrabble backwards a little bit.
Okay. Since you are prone, you can crawl half your movement speed.
What about? So I was already at half movement speed, so would that be 1/4 movement speed?
Oh Jesus, yeah, you were already because of your damn leg.
Gotta be legit.
Yeah, so that's about. So I'll give you 10 feet. Yeah,
that sounds good because then I can get back in combat as soon as I'm back on my feet.
Yes. So you got 10 feet as you try to scramble away. You've got your shield held. While you're prone, you're still able to defend yourself. They just get advantages to hit you. So make me a defense roll.
All right, come on, 11. Oh, looking. Let me see. That is a 57. I've got. This isn't great. 37 out of 57, so 2 levels of success. Oh no, wait, my shield adds 20, right?
It does.
So I got 37 out of 77, so 4 levels of success.
Okay. That is good because they get a plus 20 to hit you while you're prone on the ground. So I had 3 levels of success, which means the blade glances off your shield as you were crawling away. I'm assuming you're crawling maybe towards Marius's direction.
More kind of just back a little bit behind.
Just back
Seamus.
away. Which actually, I would have to mention at this point that Marius looks like a crazed beast. He already did.
Oh yeah,
he already did before.
Remembers, he looks terrifying.
Yeah, he already did before, but now he looks even worse. As you look back, it's almost not. You can make out his features, but his body has grown and
he's a monster.
He's turned into some kind of foul beast. There's probably some hair starting to grow along his back, exposed from his torn shirt. But yes,
is it merging with his man bun?
No, I refuse to acknowledge this man bun. I hate it so much. But yes,
does my man bun break loose and just like
God, no, no.
Yeah,
You're not Fabio right now.
That's sick.
All right, so I basically have backed up about 10 feet.
About 10 feet, and you're actually getting close to the wall of the tunnel you're in. But you get your 10 feet away, and for now it looks like you hope that you're in the clear. So that's that in your turn.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Praise the lady.
Praise the lady as you stumble away, crawling backwards. Marius, the Chaos Warrior takes a downward swipe at Beno, glancing off his shield, glances over at you, doesn't say anything. His eyes just lock onto yours, and he's taller than you, even in your kind of hulked out form. Mm-hmm. And he charges you.
Ah.
I need you to defend yourself, Marius.
All right. That is a 34 out of 60.
Okay, 34, 44, 54. 2 levels of success.
Yeah.
All right. You move to defend yourself, Marius. You're a little off balance right now, as you've just kind of shifted and you kind of bellowed out towards Crom and this other warrior. And this is a champion of the Dark Gods. As you move to defend yourself, it looks like the blow is coming towards your chest, and then at the last second it shifts and pierces your throat. Doesn't look like it hit anything fatal, but probably did significant damage.
Okay.
You are going to take, I hope it's not fatal at least. Let's see, hope for your sake. You're going to take 8. Shit. Ooh, it's a lot, actually. 12 wounds. Not a crit. 12 wounds.
Okay.
You can negate it with your toughness bonus.
Okay.
as it pierces through your throat and you stumble back. And as you do, there's a little bit of flame licking along this blade, and it catches the nape of your neck and all the hair on fire. So you are the proud owner of 2 ablaze conditions. You are on fire.
All right.
And now he's going to shift his weight and attack you again. So I need you to defend yourself once more.
All right. That's a little better. That is a 24 out of 60. So 60.
24 out of 60. He has 1 point of 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, nope. You barely get it up in time, barely, by a fraction, and catch the flaming blade, the hell blade, before it can connect with any more of your exposed skin. Knock it aside. And that is the end of his turn, as he just silently sits there, looking like he's going to carve you to pieces. It is now... Crumb. Crumb. At this point, sees Seamus lying at his feet.
No, I stood up.
That's true, you did. You stood up. So you are now looking him eye to eye, Seamus. Well, not so much eye to eye as he's 2 feet taller than you, but as close as you can get. Still have your sword shakily clutched in one hand. Your skull will do. Defend yourself, Seamus.
All right, let's do it.
I hope you rolled low.
Oh, I did, sir. I rolled the lowest I can roll.
No way.
I did.
A 1?
I did. I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Mr. Chris Latte gave me a D100, and I rolled a 1.
You lucky
It was
bastard.
blessed by the lady, bro.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Okay. Roll me a D100.
That is a 88.
Okay, 88. That is... Let me make sure where that hits. Okay, that's actually low. It's the leg. It's a left leg. You don't have to roll me another one because you're going to nick a piece of his armor away on his left leg.
Yes.
So you lash out with a 1. Okay, now wait 1 second. Let me see if you actually do any damage to him. You might. What's your normal damage on that? Can you calculate it real quick?
Yeah, let's see. 7 is a 1 out of 38, technically. It'll technically be 3 levels of success, so 10 damage.
10 damage. Let me make sure that doesn't...
All of my
Okay,
exhaustion.
yeah, no, it's not enough to pierce through, but you do, you almost do. It's close. It's so close. So you chip a piece off of his left leg. Some of the armor falls to the side, and it's slightly more exposed as you gouge a rend into it. And he kind of stumbles back for a moment, a little bit shocked. You have a point of momentum now, and I need you to defend yourself one more time.
That is... Let's see. It's a 41. I believe it's going to be a failure. Well, let's see. I have a level of success here. So technically a 41 out of 38 with my success. It'll be a 48.
Yeah. So it's just a success. Do you want to re-roll it? You want to let it ride?
I will let it ride because it's going to be tough to beat right now.
Okay.
2 levels.
Okay. So you pull back, preparing to defend yourself once again, and he's quick. despite how large of a man this is, he's very fast. And after you parry aside his blow and slash deep into his leg, he stumbles back and he goes just a downward chop, like he's going to cleave you in two.
Ooh.
And you don't know if it's just the angle, or perhaps your momentum just gives out at just the right moment, and you just kind of bring your blade up, and as it hits the edge of the axe, it shifts you away far enough to where the axe barely misses you as it smashes into the ground at your feet. You now have a second point of momentum.
Yeah.
And you have survived Crom's flurry. Yes, your skull will do. And that's the end of his turn, Lucky. So that brings us to Seamus. It is now your turn to act.
All right. I would like to pull out my pistol.
Okay. I'm assuming with your offhand.
Yes.
Okay. So when shooting with your offhand, you have a -20,
Okay.
but you have 2 points of momentum, and you're at point blank range, so you get an additional +20 to the attack.
Oh shit. All right.
Because you're point blank with a pistol. Now he can defend himself because you're in melee, but you get an additional +20 on it.
Yeah. I'll plot my pistol. I'll look at him, and I'll say, "All right, your skull will do as well." And I'll fire a shot at him.
Okay, make me that attack. He's gonna attempt to parry it aside.
Ooh, shit! I critted him, bro. That's a 22 out of 86.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Now wait, is that with your exhaustion? Is it 86 or 66?
It's a 66, but you said it cancels with my levels of success.
How high is your ballistic skill?
My black powder guns is a 66, bro.
Holy shit! Yeah, so you got the -20 plus the that does it. I guess it pays off to invest in it.
Those success levels for the reloads.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you let loose. Roll me a D100. We'll see whether this hits.
Yeah, this is the ancestors guide me. That's a 37.
37. All right, 37. That is the right arm. Okay, the arm is a lot more exposed than the rest of it. Unfortunately, you didn't roll a even because it would bypass the armor, but that's okay. How much damage is that total?
That is 6 levels of success, and I think it's 9 plus the bullet, so 16 damage.
Oh Jesus! Okay, and it pierces automatically pierces through 1 point of armor. God, black powder is devastating. Okay, so let's see here. So that brings it to 2. He's going to use. You're going to chip away another piece of armor on his arm, so his right arm is very exposed now as the bullet tears through a portion of it. But you did say 16, correct?
Yeah, 16.
8. You do pretty decent damage to him. Not bad, as it tears through his right arm. Flinches back. Would you like to do anything else?
No, I've already taunted him, so I'm done on the
that's
taunts.
with your. Now we'll say you can attack with your sword as well.
Oh, I can't. All right,
You
yeah,
can.
we'll do that, then. I'll come in with a
And there's no
second.
disadvantages or anything for that. And I will give you that point of momentum for shooting him. You just can't gain 2 momentum in 1 round.
All right, I'll come in and slash at him then.
Okay, make a melee attack. He'll try to defend himself.
This one's not as good. That is a 53 out of 68.
53 out of 68. So that's 1 level of success. That's with all your momentum?
Yes.
Jesus.
But I assume I still
Because
have
of all your
my
exhaustion?
minus-
Damn it.
Yeah, all my exhaustion.
Okay. Well, Seamus, you're about to go night-night again, as when you melee attack
Damn
a
it,
champion of the gods, they can return strike you. So you do, as you lash out towards Crom, emboldened by the blast that you took him in the arm with. He ducks low and rends the axe across your body for significant damage. It's a lot. Let's see here.
And Seamus doesn't get a chance to defend this attack. It's just done.
It hits. When you miss, it hits. So that's going to be 20 wounds.
Oh, fuck.
As he backhands the axe, almost cleaves you into it, bites in deep. And you're going to take a critical hit from this.
Christ.
Unless this is your
good
opportunity,
God.
Seamus. You can use a fate point if you want, if you want the attack to miss you, or you can just be out of combat and still alive. I will roll a critical hit on you now if you choose not to. You're not dead yet.
Yeah, this is Seamus's like moments in the campaign, so he's gonna do whatever he can to stay alive. So I will use another fate point.
Okay.
if it
Do you
keeps
want
me-
the attack to just miss you, or do you want to be out of combat?
to miss?
Okay. All right.
I'm not backing down from this guy.
You can scratch a fate point off as just you see the axe wrench through your gut. And then everything kind of stops as the blood is like mid-flight and then sucks back into your body, and the axe returns just a fraction of a second before it's about to cleave into you. Almost a twist of fate as it was. And you just barely shift out of the way as the axe passes by. You take no damage. You do, however, lose a fate point and a fortune point.
Mm-hmm.
You may or may not be able to get those back someday. We'll see. So, that happened. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Okay. So, smoking gun in hand, Seamus wearily takes a step back from the hulking form of Crom after witnessing what he's capable of. That brings us to the top of the round. Some stuff happens in the distance that none of you guys can see right now because you're not focused on it. You do hear a boom, 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 boom of fire in the distance. And Bragadine, you're the only one that might not be completely focused on what's happening. And you see a few Ratman heads explode, as well as some cultists and a few beastmen. Not just heads, but giant holes opening up in their body. The wounds are egregious and huge. It looks devastating. It's dropping people in single hits. You also see the Chaos Warrior in the distance, Bragadine, one of the shield warriors, is taken in the chest, a full blast in the chest. He's already been shot the last round, and he stumbles back, this time to a knee, but still stands once again. And then that's going to bring us to, because I fucked up the initiative order last round, to the Chaos Warrior with the sword and shield that is engaged with one Marius Wolf. So, Marius,
All right.
defend yourself as this man silently begins to take more swipes at you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll, sir.
That is a 46 out of 70.
It's good for you because I rolled a 99. So,
Thank goodness.
So you're burning, and you're defending yourself as best as you can. He lashes out with the sword again, and you bat it aside with the heft of the pick. And as you do, you shift his weight, and he tries to catch himself with his shield on the ground. And as he does, his kind of foot is out of position, and it looks like he may not be able to make attacks at full strength for the next turn, which I will include his second stroke that he's about to lash out at you. So go ahead and defend one more time, Marius.
Okay. That's a 26 out of 90.
Okay. Easily done. Yes, as he's off balance and he lashes towards you. He looks like he's aiming for for one of your arms. And you kind of twirl the pick and catch the sword and brush it aside. And that is the end of his turn. He can't do anything. He just kind of looks a little taken aback. If you could see the glow under the eyes kind of dims for a second as he's coming to grips with what just happened. And now it is Bragadine and Marius' turn.
All right.
I'm assuming Marius is going first.
Probably. I like to, I got to roll for my burning.
Yes, you do. Roll me a d10.
All right.
Don't roll like me.
That's a 3 out of 10.
Okay, so that's 4 wounds.
Okay.
You can negate with your toughness. You take a minimum of 1.
Okay.
All right, and then you're free to take your turn.
I'd like to use a resilience point to determine a hit.
Resilience?
Yeah.
To hit him?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Okay, what about do you want to use a resolve point before you do, or you want to keep it?
I already used it.
You don't have another one?
I just used one.
Yeah, you have another resolve point.
I've got 3 resolve, but I just used one. Like, I just used resolve point to stop the fire.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to use a resilience to
to hit him
in his face.
All right through the top of the skull. He can't defend himself because you used a point of resilience.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most damage you can deal?
Let me think.
With Essence of Tarkag, I'm sure it's going to be insane.
It would be be 12 plus, like, depending on success levels, like 9, I guess, is kind of like the max.
Yeah, so like 21.
21 plus an additional 5. So
5?
20. Well,
26 for Tarkag, yes.
For 5 for my Dringizon.
Yes.
And 1 for Strike Mighty Blow.
Yes.
So 27?
27 points of damage. How would you like to kill this Chaos Warrior who doesn't know what's about to happen to him?
I just want to bring my pick down across his face. I'm assuming he kind of stumbles and he lashes out toward me and just kind of... I'm just going to shout out, "I don't have time for chaff!" And just crack down on him.
All right. The pick pierces through the top of his head, which is a feat because he's taller than you, significantly taller. Yeah. But you bring it down, and as he stumbled down, it just leaves an opening, and the pick easily pierces through the metal, the rock-hard metal that you've seen everyone else's weapons bounce off of. Straight through into the skull. Just... And instantly the fire that's been kind of brimming inside the eyelets of the helm go dark, and his limp corpse flops off of your pick. He is very much dead. You still have your free action and your movement.
Yeah. My free action, I'll probably just shout out at Crom again.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Over here, and just kind of try to goad him into fighting me.
Okay, are you going to you can get to him in melee. He's only about 10, 15 feet from you.
I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to try to get him to come to me if I can.
Okay, all right. All right, so you stand, you kind of make your presence known to Crom, and he has most definitely noticed you with a stroke like that. All right, that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, you're still on fire. I want to say at the end of the round you can make a test. So make me a athletics test.
Okay. Ooh, nice. That's an 8 out of my athletics.
Okay,
26.
how many successes?
I think it's only one, or what is that? Yeah, it's only one. I need 6 to make it 2, I guess. Or one success.
Oh.
8 out of 26. Yeah.
Okay. 8 out of 26. Okay, so yeah, you remove 8. Yeah, that's one. Okay, so only one. You only remove one of the burning conditions, so you still have one. Unfortunately, some of the fire goes out.
I'd used the resolve point at the beginning.
Oh, that's right. So you're good.
Yeah,
it's gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So you kind of shrug your shoulders, and that's it for the burning conditions. You are not on fire anymore. All right, Bragadine.
Yes.
It's your turn. You witness all of these things unfolding before you. See Seamus defiantly facing off against this hulking monstrosity. Meanwhile, Marius charges in, takes a blow to the throat that looks devastating. But in his kind of more animalistic form, he just brings the pick through this warrior's head and lays him low in a single blow. What would you like to do, Bragadine?
How many wounds? So I have 0 wounds right now, though, right?
You have 0 wounds. You are you don't have any other conditions, correct?
Just my torn muscles.
Okay. Besides your torn muscles, you don't have anything else.
Nope.
So, do you have resolve points?
I do. I have 1 resolve point.
While you're prone and you don't have any conditions other than the other criticals, you can use it to stand up and regain a wound.
Let's do it.
Okay,
All right.
so you burn a resolve. You're now at 1 wound. You are standing.
All right, cool. 1 wound, standing. And Crom is basically... So where is Seamus in relation to me?
So Seamus has got his back to you. He is facing Crom. Marius is to your right, probably about 5 feet or so. And then to get to Seamus and Crom, you're going to need to move at least 15 feet if you want to get there. There are other options and many things available to you. You just must ask.
I'm thinking. Give me a sec. I'm sorry. And there's still a big battle of explosions and
there's all kinds of
vent
things.
screens
There's
and all
blood
sorts
being
of going on.
splayed. Oh yes. And you would notice at this point, Bragadine, that some of the battlefield has devolved, most of it, in fact, especially the fights happening around Crom himself. You see chaos cultists killing each other, and you see rats falling upon each other and ripping each other's throats out, as if they were inflicted with the same blood frenzy that Marius was. It looks like they will kill anything within reach.
Yeah, we're going to stay away from them.
Okay.
I can't. I'm going to run up next to Seamus and get ready to defend.
You're going to enter melee with Crom. This is what you're doing. Final decision.
Oh boy.
I will say this. Let me just as a DM to my player.
Okay.
You can do more than just attack with your sword as an action. You can use all of your skills. Any skill that might be useful to you.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to charm anybody while they're all frenzied.
Yeah, I mean, you have many skills. Many skills. But if you want to run up into melee with Crom, you're free to do so.
Can I do a leadership test to try and give Seamus and Marius an advantage in their attacks, like to try and inspire them?
Now, what you can do with a leadership test, you can inspire one of them to take an attack immediately.
Yes, that's it right there.
Seamus is currently engaged with Crom.
All right. I give a little gung-ho speech real quick. And we rolled a 26 under 61.
Under 61? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no problem at all. That's 3 levels of success. So, what is your speech, Bragadine?
Seamus, you fell down and died, and you came back stronger. Crush that man.
That will suffice, and you do have to yell it towards him over the dirge of the battlefield, the sounds of people dying and blood being spilled. But Seamus, the dulcet tones of Bragadine Bonneau reach your ears. And Seamus, you can make a melee attack with a +10.
Woo! All right. I'm assuming I've lost my momentum.
You have lost your momentum.
All right.
Well, actually,
I never
no,
technically got hit, so I don't know.
You technically did not get hit. So no, you still have your momentum.
Yes. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna cut in with that sword because I have to use an action to reload my pistol.
Go ahead and make me a swipe.
That is a 36. 6 out of... And I get a +10 on top of my...
Yes, you
momentum.
get a +10 from his inspiration, as it was.
So that will be a... That will be a 98, so a 36 out of 98.
Oh my god.
Okay, good. Awesome. Good. 6 levels of success. You said 38?
38.
Please let that be the right arm. It's the right arm.
Ooh.
Lucky. So, okay. All right. So, how much damage is that total, real quick?
I'll have to total that up. 13.
13. Very good. So you slash across the right arm, the one that you've already nicked some of the armor plating from, like the gauntlets and forearm area, but you bring it slightly above, and you actually gouge into the bicep itself. And you actually hear Crom cry out as you gouge a bloody rend through the muscle, the chalk white skin darkening as thick, almost orangish blood begins to spill out. And it burns. It begins to ignite with flame as soon as it enters the air. You do pretty good damage, actually. Let's see here. Because it bypasses that. You said 16? 16 total, right?
13.
Oh,
13 damage.
13? Okay, that's still pretty dang good. So that's Crom looks hurt. As you bring the blade across, he looks hurt. And he's kind of gritting what you are assuming teeth in his mouth. And as the blade passes through Seamus, you feel a familiar feeling as the naked steel is finally pierced flesh. First off, I need you to make me an endurance check.
That is a That is going to be a 54 out of 65.
One level's thank God. One level of success. Okay. So you feel a surge of hot, unusually hot energy enter into your forearm. You regain a wound from the nature of your sword. And you feel a red tinge begin to pulse around your eyes, but it doesn't completely take effect. You kind of shake your head loose and you are not under frenzy. But you were close. so okay. All right, you have damaged Crom, not even on your turn. Fantastic. Braggadine, would you like to do anything else?
I would like to move up a little bit closer, not in the melee, but a little bit closer
Okay,
to
so you
Seamus,
kind of
behind him
move
and to the side.
Kind of behind to the side of Seamus. You kind of move back there, glancing around for incoming threats, and of course the mighty Crom. So that brings us after that. It's now Crom's turn, Seamus.
Yeah.
He looks pissed, and he looks hurt.
Yeah.
He looks hurt. He does. Seamus, I need you to defend yourself as he lashes the axe out towards you.
That is a 13 out of a lot.
Now, how much is a lot? I need to know.
Let's see. Well, let me add this up. 13 out of 88.
At 80. Okay. All right. That is actually enough. I actually rolled pretty low, but that was enough. You're lucky on that. So, even with that low roll, you still barely managed to get the sword up in time, as he's just so quick to parry aside the blade, and he's strong. You're staggering under each blow. Now, as this blow is deflected, I forgot to do this last round, but I'm not going to forget to do it this time. I need you to make me a cool test.
Ooh. Ooh. I failed that one. That's a 64 out of 44.
Okay, do you want to re-roll it? Do you have any fortune left?
I have 2 fortune. Sure, we'll re-roll one.
Do
Let's do it.
Go and re-roll it.
I still feel it's a 50 out of 44.
Okay. The blade slides across the axe itself, and as it does, there's this tingling sensation. And you hear your own sword cry out as if it is being inflicted with pain. Only you hear it. But you take a stunned condition from defending yourself. Luckily, I forgot to do this last time. So, yes. All right. So you are now, whenever you defend yourself, you're at a -10 to all tests.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Okay. So that brings us to his next attack, Seamus. So he's going to attack you. So go ahead and defend yourself again, however you so choose.
That time it's a 17.
You're at
Do I lose my
-30 now.
momentum?
No, you would still have your momentum. You just kind of not yourself right now. There's almost like a psychic shock that reverberated through you.
All right, so minus 30.
-30 plus your momentum. So yeah, I know there's a lot of math involved right now.
So that is gonna end up being a 17 then out of 68.
Out of 68, 17. Oh, let me do the math. Seamus McCready. You.
Oh no.
You move to defend yourself once again, and this time the axe is just slightly too quick.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And it clips into your shoulder for a total of a lot. It's a lot. It clips into your shoulder, bites in deep, almost cuts your arm off for 23 damage.
Holy shit!
Ouch.
And he bellows. He's like, "Argh!" as he brings the axe into you, catches you by the arm, and then throws you away from him. The bloody rag that is Seamus is tossed to the side. You will be taking a critical wound from this because that definitely drops you past 0 once again. Let me get out my crit table. Go ahead and roll me a D100, Seamus.
Ooh, I don't know if this is good or bad. It's a 91.
That's really bad. But you don't have any other critical wounds right now, do you?
No.
Okay, so it's a minus 40, thank God, because otherwise you would have almost died. 91, so that brings it to a... shit, I can't do math right now. 41? 51? 51. Alright, which is... it's your left arm.
Oh.
It's pretty bad. All right. You had your pistol in your left arm.
I did.
The axe, as it cleaves into your arm, all of you hear a loud crack as the bicep snaps in two. Your left arm is broken at the bicep. It's a clean break. It can be mended. As you are tossed 10 feet to the side, slamming into the ground. I need you to make me a endurance test, Seamus.
At a minus what?
You're at a minus 30 right now for all tests.
That's bad. It's gonna be a 90 out of 35.
You gain another stun condition, so now you have 2, as you are racked with pain lying on the ground. Not doing very good right now.
Damn it. This was supposed to be my time.
It doesn't look like it was meant to be.
Marius is going to steal a spotlight again.
He is, unfortunately. More than likely, he's going to. Yeah. So, at this point, you are laying on the ground, Seamus, and Crom, as he just screams out, you tossed aside like the bloody rag that you are now, and he locks eyes with Marius. I'll kill you all! And he charges you, Marius. Because he just laid low one of your companions, he is going to get another attack. As he has gone into a berserker frenzy. And he hefts the axe above his head, and he's going to try to kill you, Marius. So I need you to defend yourself.
All right. That is a 30 out of something.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's
30,
not.
Yeah, it is. 30 out of... I missed... 90.
Okay.
30 out of 90.
I don't remember how we house ruled it last time. Did we rule that as a critical hit last time from you on defending? Do you remember?
Yeah.
We did?
Several times, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, it is then.
Because of my pick.
Yes. Roll me a D100, and we'll see if you get lucky, if it hits in the right spot.
That is a 39 out of 100.
God damn it!
Dude, that's the right spot.
It's the exposed arm. It's the right arm.
Yeah.
Okay. How much damage is that?
Let me think. That's 6 points of success.
Mm-hmm.
24 damage.
How would you like to kill Crom?
I guess just like as he comes in with his axe overhead, just kind of smirk with my canines.
Oh God.
And I just say, "Your God's no match for Sigma," and then crack him in his arm.
All right. The pick tears through the exposed flesh of his right arm, and you're freakishly strong right now. And as it pierces through the bicep, his arm is like the size of like a small tree trunk. He's huge, distended, bulging, beyond the normal means of a human. But so is Marius Wolf. The pick pierces through the flesh, and you tug with all of your might. And as you do, you hear a ripping noise, and you hear Crom just as you pull his entire arm out of place. The flesh tears off, and the entire arm is removed. It's still attached to your pick. And he is in his death throes. He's barely holding the axe with his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
Marius, because he is dying, and he's a champion of the blood god, with one last burst of fury, he's going to try to decapitate you. I need you to defend yourself one last time.
Damn it. All right. That's a 77 out of 100.
God damn it. Crom, my badass Chaos Lord, lashes out towards you with one arm as he is dying. And
Can I just say?
Go ahead.
Can I just say as he lashes out with his arm, I just like grab his arm with mine.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, "You're gonna decorate my friend's horse," and then just take my pick and slam it down over his in his face.
All right, it pierces through the front of the face piece, easily like a knife through butter, straight through, out the back of the head. His molten kind of orangish blood spilling off over to the Skaven kind of motif that's across the head of the pick. And the massive weight of Crom falls to bear. And were you not juiced up right now, it might have crushed you. But you aren't. So you flex and then you shove him off, and he boom slams to the floor, stone cold, dead. And that's where we're going to take our first break.